the big lie. I don't know what it is about organising bodies for various groups. It seems like as soon as anybody becomes a member of a board, their brains get taken over by some sort of, well, I don't know what, creature from outer space or whatever, and they start believing all sorts of nonsense. One of the biggest lies, of course, is that a man is a woman. And in this case, we have a woman who decided that she wasn't going to fight a man in a fencing bout. And she has been disqualified now. So that's the end of her fencing career, really. And Fencing USA was simply applying the rules agreed by the FIE, the International Fencing Federation, the Fédération Internationale d'Escrime, and they are gripped by this big lie that men and women can compete together just so long as the man wears a frock in his off time. Stephanie Turner took a knee in protest and she was shown a black card. Oh, racism! And told she couldn't be, she would not be allowed to continue in the foil tournament. Right, well, that's it. That's what's happening. Another governing body falls to the big lie, and another dedicated athlete is collateral damage, I suppose. I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. Okay, so what's happening here is this. This person here is a woman. And this person here is a man who says he's a woman. And they were due to have a bout in fencing. The woman had competed, she'd done 4 bouts before, and this was the 5th, I believe. And she found herself matched against this chap here. And this is what she did. She refused to play against a man. This, of course, led her into a lot of trouble. USA Fencing has backed a transgender athlete after a female opponent refused to compete in their match, and instead, it's not a match, it's a bout, and instead took a knee in protest. Yeah, well, it shouldn't be take a knee either. It should be she just knelt down. But who's being picky here? Last weekend, Stephanie Turner would not contest her. It's not a match. A match is an aggregate of bouts. Oh, well, against transgender athlete Redmond Sullivan at the Cherry Blossom tournament held at the University of Maryland. She was disqualified for her protest. Turner, who represents the Fencing Academy of Philadelphia, said, I saw I was going to be in a pool with Redmond, and from there I said, OK, let's do it. I'm going to take the knee. I knew what I had to do because USA Fencing had not been listening to women's objections. I took a knee immediately at that point. I said, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. I'm a woman and this is a man and this is a women's tournament and I will not fence this individual. And Redmond, who hadn't heard what she said, asked if she was okay. And she said, I'm sorry, I have much love and respect for you, but I will not fence you. Look, Redmond might be a nice chap and all that, but there is absolutely no reason for Turner to, she might love him, she should not be having respect for him. He's a man competing in a sport against a woman. The outcome is going to be more or less, from the very first moment that they go on guard, the outcome is 90% known, isn't it? So that means that Redmond was cheating, and he knew he was cheating. He just wanted to win. I don't know Redmond personally, I don't know anything about him, but it seems to me that in most cases, when men take on the persona of a woman and then compete in women's sports, it's because they just enjoy beating women. And I'm not using that word beating in an exclusive sense. You can beat somebody in a competition, or you can physically beat them. And in many cases, I suspect that the reason men dress up as women and then compete in women's sports is because it's a sort of substitute beating of women. USA Fencing enacted our current transgender and non-binary athlete policy in 2023. The policy was designed to expand access to the sport of fencing and create inclusive, safe places. Well, inclusive it may be, but safe? No. Because a man is heavier than a woman. A man is faster than a woman, usually, especially if they're athletes. So if a man barges into a woman at speed, there's going to be much less chance for the woman to come out of that with just a bump. The policy is based on the principle that everyone should have the ability to participate in sports and was based upon research available of the day. Look, you don't need research, do you, to know that if a man is matched against a woman and they're both healthy adults of about the same age, then the man is far more likely to hurt the woman than the other way round. Research available on the day. You don't need research. You can just look. You can see what the situation is. We respect the viewpoints on all sides. No, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't have disqualified Turner. And it's important for the fencing community to engage in this dialogue, but we expect this conversation to be conducted respectfully. All right. Well, I don't think it was respectful of them to match a man against a woman. I don't think it was respectful of them to even think that a man should be matched against a woman in a tournament. In the case of Stephanie Turner, her disqualification was not related to any personal statement, but was merely the direct result of her decision to decline to fence an eligible opponent. And the word here is eligible, because I don't think that opponent was eligible. He was a man. This was a woman's tournament. That should have disqualified him. So here we have a big lie, and they expect everybody to just, because they say it, it's the truth. In the case of Stephanie Turner, her disqualification was not related to any personal statement, but was merely the direct result of her decision to decline to fence an eligible opponent. Eligible. He was a man in a women's competition. That means he is not eligible. And he can put a frock on if he wants. It still doesn't make him eligible. The International Fencing Federation rules prohibit the declining of a match against an eligible opponent. So they disqualified her. But the fact is that the opponent was not eligible. That was a lie. We're being lied to far too much. And unfortunately, a lot of people are willing to go along with these lies. And then you get a brave woman who will not participate in a lie. She's probably not going to be able to fence in competitions anymore. And her chance of maybe getting to the Olympics or anything is blasted away by this fellow here. And the International Fencing Federation. Well, she's being brave, and I hope that many other athletes will act the same way, because that's the only way that we're going to change this whole mesh of lies that we've allowed authorities to weave around us. Okay, till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.